Right, we've got rid of the sander thicknesser, and the next thing that we're going to do is start. This is the first stage of gluing, if you will. So obviously what we've got here, we've got some cascamite. That's what we're going to use to glue it together with. We've now got the various sections of the handle. I've cut that purple heart to shape. That's going to sandwich into the handle and make the handle block look like that. We have the tips, which are ready to go. They just need gluing together. And of course we'll have the core of the bow, which is the ash that we looked at in the previous video. And at this point we're going to glue that together. Glue the handle together, glue the tips together. Let all of that go off, and then we'll start out marking out the bow, and at that point we'll get round to the exact dimensions. But we can glue this together first. We've got plenty of wood here, we've got plenty of width on that, so we just want to make sure that we've got a really good glue joint in the middle. Now, to show you that, I'm going to move the camera in a bit, and I'll either just talk over what I'm doing or I'll put some music in the background as you can see how I'm doing this. Just a few of the things that are good to have whilst you're doing this sort of gluing up. We've got some cling film here to stop the glue from getting all over the place. And we've got various bits of packing material just to sandwich the stuff together with, and to so that the clamps don't actually bite into the wood that we're going to be using. So we've got that, and of course up here we've got a lot of clamps of various types and sizes that we'll need to do this. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera in and we're going to get started. We'll do the main core of the bow first, then we'll move on to the handle, lastly we'll do the tips, okay? Now to do this, what I want first of all is some of this cling film so that we don't get the glue all over the place, and so it's not running about on the wood itself. Best way I find to do this is if we just get a piece of cling film like that, cut it off, and then we can straighten that out. It's probably best off that way actually. And put it like that. Now, this is going to be the backing of the joint, so that's obviously going to lift the whole thing up a little. So I'm going to put these under each side just to keep the thing straight. So that's all going to lift up. Sorry, that wants to be under there to prevent it from sticking to the bow, like so. I'm going to put that in there like that. This is just a dry run, yeah? And then what we're going to do is fold that over. We'll put another one of those on top, and then we'll start clamping it. Looking good. So what I want to do at this point is get the glue into this joint without it running back out, which is always quite a trick. The best way to do that, I think, I'm going to take that and sort of pour the glue into it, and just let it run down the length of the thing. Plenty of it, the more the merrier. That'll go on there like so. Now we just want to spread that a touch, make sure all the area is covered, and that's going to go like that. That's pretty good. What I like to do is just give this a little tap, you know, not a lot of force, just a little tap with the hammer to bind it up in the middle. Now, it's a bit sloppy there, but it'll do. Right, so we've got that there. Now the first thing I'm going to do, first clamping here, is going to be this way, to pull that side in just a touch. And go. Over, and do the same here, which would be at the point of the joint, internally there. So we want both of those. These are just going to get a hold at this point. There it is. And now we want something in the middle to clamp it the other way. So if we turn that up, yeah, put this back on, and we can take this clamp and clamp the centre of it. That's looking good. I'm going to put another couple of these on just to make absolutely sure. There we go. Yep. Okay, now that's all together quite nicely, and at this point we can start applying a little bit of force to these clamps and actually get it to bite in on itself. Now, that is looking good. Yeah. That's it, I would say. This one here has used up all of its thread, so what I'm going to do is just loosen it a bit, nip it together, and then give it another twist. That's better. One's done the same. So it's just a bit of jockeying really to get the best position for these, and so we can get maximum sort of pressure on it. There, that's better. Right, they're all good and secure, and I'm going to say that's done. This is going to take about 6 hours to go off, so we're going to move this right now, just put it somewhere else. I'll be back in a second. Okay, next thing is the handle. More cling film. And we've got the various handle sections here. So what we're going to do, I'll just pull that along so I can see it properly. Essentially I'm just going to sandwich these up and then wrap them. I'll be able to slide them into place and then clamp the whole thing together. So we're going to have a line of glue on here. Again, spread that out. We don't want any dry pieces here. All of this wants to be nicely wetted by the glue. There you go. So a bit of purple heart goes on there. Another line of glue. I think I might have overdone it with the glue. Nice uniform coating. Another piece of ash. There's going to be quite a bit of spillage from this, but it'll easily clean up later with a bit of sanding. Another stripe of purple heart. It's good. That's it. Excellent. So the last piece of ash goes on there, and now similarly we'll wrap this whole thing like so. Now obviously within that it's, you know, it's moving around with itself, so I want to get a couple of these things on here, and then we want to cover it and put it on the side of the bench just so I can keep it flat like so. I want to make sure it's good this way. Looking good. Now we can put this on, and again with this what we're going to do is just get a little, you know, a little hole to begin with. There we go. And if we do have any discrepancies, we want to be able to just ease them into place like that. There we go. And then give that a little bit more pressure. Make sure it's good at the other end. Yeah, that's looking good. And give it another clamp. I just want to make sure that nothing's, you know, over too far one way, because then we'll lose some of the width of the handle. We want to make sure that that's pretty much flush with itself, which it is right now, so that's good. Another clamp in the middle, and this end is just outside of the blocks that I have, so what I'm going to do is get a couple of additional blocks on there, stretch and get another clamp, and put this clamp on the end. The end parts here I want to be fairly well clamped up, because they will be getting carved later into the fades of the bow, and we want to make sure that we don't have any real problems with that later. So that is clamped up. We just want to again apply pressure. Okay, that's the handle glued up. Again, that's going to be 6 hours before that goes off. I'll put it with the other stuff. I think the next thing we're going to do is we'll take the ash down to the correct thickness, clean it up, clean the glue up from it. Then we're going to mark out the profile of the bow on the ash and cut that out, cut it down to their exact dimensions, and we'll mirror those dimensions on the hickory backing strip, and we'll also mirror them on the Purple Heart inner core. And at that point we'll take the tapers out of the Purple Heart, and then we're ready to actually glue the three pieces together, and we'll have the skeleton of the boat back. Okay, excellent, we'll see you then.